Hang on, hang on. We're gonna look right, hang on. Hang tight, we're gonna cross here, hang on.
Is it stressful taking him out onto the street?
Yeah, it's all of the time.
Ben cannot take his eyes off his brother Simon for a minute. A simple walk down the street requires total concentration.
Oh, bigger brother? Yeah. That's all right, we're here. Simon is in his late 20s. He is autistic. He's not aware of danger. He's not aware of things that might harm him. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, see, he just goes in and out. There you go, hold that. Ooh. Say hold that. Hold that. Say hold that. So you can see in the last 10 to 12 minutes, so many different streets to go into, cars, ambulances, two ways. It's very easy for him to get lost and get into some troubles.
But that's exactly what happened after Ben entrusted Simon into the care of others. The very people who were meant to care for him failed him.
You approached the council for some care for Simon, didn't you?
Yeah.
What did they offer you?
The council, after many emails, finally came back to us in March of 2024, and they came with an interim package of 25 hours of care.
His local authority, Camden Council, contracted a care agency called Hartwig Care to provide a trained carer for Simon's very specific needs. In May this year, the carer took Simon out into town to a coffee shop on a busy high street. Ben reminds the carer to keep an eye on his brother while they're out.
There was a knock on the door, quite a frantic knock. So I go downstairs and I realize it's Simon. And he was sweating, he was just huffing and puffing, he was really upset. I texted the carer and I said, "Is everything okay?" He read it, but he didn't respond. It was another 30 minutes where he called me.
Ben decides to record the call. We've disguised the carer's voice.
Hello?
Hello, Ben.
Yeah.
I have an issue now.
What happened?
I went to Lou in the Starbucks. I asked him to sit down, I should wait for him coming. When I got out, I didn't see him. I've searched everywhere now.
You went to the bathroom. Okay. He left.
Yes.
When he was lost, if you can see through his eyes, he would have noticed that no one was with him, and it was sensory overload. He's by himself, there's cars honking, there's high traffic, so he would have ran through. In that 12 to 15 minutes, anything could have happened.
The carer had gone to the toilet and left Simon on his own. Ben's worst nightmare.
This was really quite a serious thing.
Of course.
Your brother should not be left alone.
Right.
And here he has just wandered back through one of the busiest streets of London.
That's right.
A spokesperson for Hartwig Care told us, due to client confidentiality, it's our policy not to provide comments on specific incidents involving our service users. However, we want to emphasise that client safety is always paramount in our service provision.
This is essentially all the documents that we have.
But Hartwig Care knew how vulnerable Simon was. Camden Council's own social worker set it out in a report that Simon has no road safety awareness and is at risk of wandering into the road if left unsupervised.
It was there in black and white for everyone to see how important it was that he wasn't left alone.
Right.
That's not all. A medical report written by a consultant neurologist also came with a clear warning. It stated that due to his cognitive disability, autism and epilepsy, he is not able to be alone without supervision. We don't know if the carer that day had been told about these critical warnings. What we do know is that the quality of care fell so short that Simon's life could have been in danger.
The council and the social workers said she apologized. She said, "Oh, we're sorry, we'll have to do a safeguarding review." I said, "Okay, that's fine." And this is all in email. I said, "Please do the safeguarding review as soon as possible." She has been radio silent ever since.
Camden Council told us, We would like to apologise to the resident and their family for the distress that this incident caused. Following this happening, we immediately began a safeguarding review with Hartwig to understand exactly what had happened and what they would do to ensure an incident like this does not happen in the future.
Bit.
It kills James.
It's going to take about maybe 10 minutes.
7 minutes.
Camden Council has been open about the fact that demand for adult social care is so high, it hasn't got enough money to pay for it, and it's been forced to make cuts to services. Simon's carer, for example, was costing the council £750 per week.
How has this made you feel about the quality of care that was offered to you?
The quality of care did not match the price that they charged. It's all about money. And it just speaks to the greater issue about care in this country. Simon, leave the lunch here for you.
Social care is at breaking point. 81% of councils, including Camden, say they expect to overspend on their adult social care budgets this year, while half of home care providers say they simply can't meet demand. And complaints about adult social care have risen by a fifth since 2013. All of these pressures can affect the quality of care. I've come to Liverpool to the social care sector's annual conference, and those financial pressures are at the top of the agenda, especially with the government's latest plan to hike up national insurance contributions for employers. Council leaders here say it will cost them an extra £1.8 billion and cripple some companies and agencies that they use to provide care. The new Care Minister, Stephen Kinnock, is promising a new national care service, major reform, but he's facing a sceptical crowd.
It's truly heartbreaking that in the 21st century, people are not getting the service that they should, that health inequalities are worsening. But I'm not going to promise that change can be delivered overnight.
We asked the Minister for an interview, but we were told he didn't have time. But I wanted to put to him the concerns so many people have.
How worried are you that you have to sell to these people that national insurance is not going to cripple some of these care providers and drive down standards?
Well, as I pointed out...
You understand that concern, though?
As I pointed out in my speech and in the questions that I took afterwards, when we won the general election on the 4th of July, we inherited the worst fiscal environment since the Second World War. And so action had to be taken to get the public finances onto a stable footing.
This government doesn't have the money to pull off what you've just told those people, does it?
Look,
there is no money to match the ambition, is it? You're going to level with people.
We are fixing the finances. Until we fixed the public finances, we are not going to be in a position to invest properly in our public services, so we've got to take it one step at a time.
It is on everyone's lips. What is the time frame for this big plan of a national care service? It's what all these delegates want to know. It's what people who use the service want to know.
It's what Ben and Simon want to know.
Hang on, sir. Hang on. We're going to go that way. Come.
Because improving social care is vital to them in their lives right now. It's about avoiding cost-cutting, keeping Simon safe.
Your reaction to what you heard on the stage?
Unrealistic.
Right. Okay. That doesn't sound too hopeful.
Melanie Williams is the president of the Association of Directors of Adult Social Care Services. These are the people who are in charge of care at councils.
I suppose the truth of the matter is that the government actually don't have the money to deliver what they say they want to deliver, do they?
No, they don't, and that's a big concern for us. So we know that adult social care reform is really expensive and it's a long-term investment over time. But we do need to be able to make those small investments now to get there. And that's a big concern, that there's so many priorities for government to face that they won't be able to afford the changes.
How we doing, Simon? Everything good?
Everything terrific.
You know, I was worried about you last time. I was worried. Anything could have happened.
Everything terrific, bigger brother.
Yeah. I was really worried. I don't want that to happen again.
Okay.
Okay?
Ben's brother's case was investigated, but no one from Camden Council has told Ben what the conclusions were, And Camden Council told us that it wasn't published online because the incident wasn't serious enough. Ben says he's been kept in the dark.
You have got nothing back from any of these, certainly not the council, the agency, that goes anywhere close to explaining what happened to your brother.
No response at all. Just a ton of delays.
And in August, a lawyer representing the brothers free of charge submitted an official complaint to Camden Council. That complaint was rejected because the council said, the issues you have raised falls outside of our formal complaints process.
It just makes me upset that they're not only Simon, but so many other people are not getting the right care. It gets to you, man. Like it really does. Okay, you're not happy, right?
You're not happy.
Okay, all right.
You're happy.
Okay, it's all right. Some people might see this piece and say, well, that can't happen to me. You're only one family emergency away from being a carer, and until you're in it, you can't really relate to it. But once you're in it, you'll understand.
Ben is now caring for his brother full-time again. He says his faith in the system has been shaken so much that for now, they've opted to go it alone.